Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast. This is episode number 170 for the week of December 28th for patrons, everyone else on December 30th. This is a weekly show covering all the games made in Canada and the people who create them. Those are lofty goals, Steve. I know we say that all the time, but obviously we can't cover all the games made in Canada. There's a lot of games, but we do our best.
We try our best, yeah.
My name is Steven. It's spelled with a PH and an A, so you'd think it's Stefan, but no, it's Steven. Joining me, of course, the other main dude behind CanadianGameDevs.com, Steven with a PH and an E, but we say Steve, and no one's ever been confused.
Yeah, what up?
CanadianGameDevs.com is, of course, supported by our amazing, beautiful, gorgeous patrons over at patreon.com/CanadianGameDevs. You can back us there for Discord perks, 2-day early access to the show, game giveaways, including a new big bundle of Quebec games. Isn't that right, Steve?
Oh, no, not yet. Let me buy that.
Not yet. Discount for Canadian gaming events like EGLX. Shoutouts at the end of every episode, and the knowledge that you're helping us keep the lights on covering the Canadian game dev scene. And if you back us at our highest tier, like some of you are so generous to do, we will shout out anything you want within reason, obviously. Projects, resumes, portfolios, upcoming games at the top of the show, like our top tier supporter, Eric Beer. Thank you, Eric, for your support. You should go check out all of Eric's work over on thebotbook.com, thebotbook.com. See if there's anything there that piques your interest or you want to work with. And they are, of course, always in our Discord looking to connect and collaborate. So you should check all that out. They are not on Twitter for obvious reasons, because Twitter's a hell site for foolish people. Mortals dare not tread on the hellscape that is Twitter. But you should go to Eric's website, thebotbook.com. Thanks for your support, Eric.
Also, we're both on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, we're on Twitter, too, but we're silly people.
This whole site was actually started on Twitter, so.
At Toronto Game Devs? Did that fit?
Yeah, Toronto Game Devs fit. It started, like, December. I remember we were driving back from Owen Sound to Toronto from my parents' place on, like, Boxing Day or Christmas Day or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Heather the idea, and she was just like, I'm just going to do it. So she made the account.
Aw.
And did like and then like followed it and then made me follow it and then sent out a tweet about what it's going to do. I forget what here, let me actually, you can search your first tweet, can't you?
Maybe?
I think so.
I don't know how. I don't want to know what grade 9 Steven was tweeting about. That sounds, no one should ever look into that.
Probably something about Bernie.
I wasn't that woke yet. I think I was still, you know, in the Play-Doh thing where like he's in the cave, but everyone's looking at the reflection of the stuff on the wall, and then he goes outside.
No.
You know that one? And then he's like, what everything they were looking at was just like a shadow of what it actually is. And he's like, that's a philosopher's job. No. Anyway, in that situation, I'm not even looking at the shadow on the wall. I'm just like playing with the dirt and just poking shit on the floor.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Also at the top of the show, I want to plug all the ways you can support the Indigenous activists and land defenders across this country. Land Back Lane in Ontario are fighting against development on their promised land, or the land that we agreed to give them in treaties and then didn't because we're Canada. The Wet'suwet'en out in BC fighting against the pipeline being pushed across their land to carry millions, I don't know, thousands, hundreds of thousands gallons of oil and stuff that's going to leak because it always leaks, and then it'll destroy all the rivers and we'll just continue to ruin this country. The Mi'kmaq out here in Nova Scotia are not choosing to exercise their treaty rights to have a moderate livelihood from fishing the lobster out here because of all the violence. They decided not to, but they're still looking for support getting that off the ground. All of the plugs are at the top of the show notes, whether you're on YouTube or podcasts. Consider contributing. And then check out the Night of the Indigenous Devs. We've been plugging for like a month or two now. That's up on YouTube. You can check out amazing games being made by Indigenous developers on this land and across the world. Sounds good, Steve. Also, you should check out our interview with Jean Leggett. It got some nice traction on Twitter. People are enjoying it. And it's up on YouTube as well. Just scroll up in your podcast feed a little. You'll find it. Let's start with some jobs, Steve. New year, new you, new job. Check out possible careers at Canuck Play in Peterborough, Ontario. They're looking for a senior Unity game developer, a Unity game developer, and a 3D modeler of static objects. They are, of course, I've said it so many times, Steve, but hot off the big release of Doug Fluty's Maximum Football 2020 on PS4 and Xbox One S and X coming to PS5, Series S, Series X. So if you want to get in on the ground floor of that new project they're working on as well, which I'm very interested in, Steve's very interested in, you should be very interested in, check that out. Stormy Shore, out here on the East Coast in Paradise, Newfoundland, is looking for a lead 3D artist that can help them with asset creation, lighting landscapes, etc. They're using Unreal Engine 4, so if you have experience with that, that's better. And Sleeping Giants in Toronto, of course, looking for a character animator rigger. They are in Toronto, but they're open to remote work in studio whenever, everyone's got the vaccine and we're all tip-top shape. And let's also throw a plug to the indigenous game studio. I butcher the name every time. Achimostawan Games. They are looking for several positions to fill a... Hold on. I got the site. An Indigenous-owned and operated video game company developing Indigenous games for an Indigenous audience in the world. They're looking for... Bless you, Steve. A intern video game programmer, as well as... What was the other one, Steve? I should have done a little thread here. No, it was just the intern video game programmer to start, right?
There's a few on the site, but Megan messaged me saying that here's a little spoiler. They hadn't received any applications for that one yet, so they wanted us to highlight that one. But there's a few on the site. So if you go to the site, there's more, but in general, that's the one that they wanted to highlight. And there might not be much competition. Maybe now there is a little bit more, but
hopefully.
Oh wait, a humble tip. I don't want to get... Okay, wait. Sorry, I'm just buying the Quebec thing, and I don't want to really give humble...
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Any of those jobs sound interesting to you? Check them out. CanadianGameDevs.com/jobs. Let's dive into some news, Steve. There were two streams this week that we're going to be covering. The Nintendo Indies World had a Canadian presence, as well as the Wholesome Direct Holiday Snack Edition or whatever. But at the top, I want to plug Derelict Void, which just had a successful Kickstarter. They are a team with members across Canada, but a few in Vancouver. And they raised 16,000 Canadian dollars out of their $15,000 goal to help get the development across the finish line. They reached out to us on Twitter to ask if we could highlight the project. So we will. It's a space-based rogue-lite, Steve, that's the one you like, survival, that shifts into colony management. Interesting. In Derelict Void, a star system's worth of ships suddenly torn away from the universe they knew, damaged and disoriented, can you and your crew scrape together enough of a civilization to survive? The trailer looks interesting. I like all the concept art too. They are shooting for March 2021. That's a few months away, and obviously this last little bit of money will just help get them across the finish line. I don't know about a Steam page yet, but you can bet your sweet bottom dollar that as soon as they have it, we'll be talking about it here on the site. And Steve, I just want to bring this up because we were, of course, talking like a few weeks ago about all the big Canadian Kickstarter successes this year, and here's another one. So yeah, I think Kevin is the game designer, and they're in Vancouver. And they also are working with Candice Nina as their GUI artist, and she is in Canada as well. So at least two Canadians on the project. It's a small online studio formed from people around the world, they say. Yeah. What do you think? Are you looking at this Kickstarter page?
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer right now. So where's the rogue-lite stuff coming? Because it looks more like a SimCity in space type of thing going on.
Let me see here. They have a bunch of key verbs here under gameplay. Explore, use your ship's trusty engine to travel between damaged ships and debris, seeking out equipment and resources. Stay alive, build up your life support system to keep it in balance throughout ever-dwindling supplies.
Oh yeah, because it says the crew is unable to continue, which is super depressing.
Rip. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I think the rogue-lite part of it is the encounters on the ships, and then the colony management is taking those resources back to your colony and building it up.
I like that. That's
balance all the things you need to stay alive in space.
Do they mention anything? And it looks like you keep track of your resources and stuff here. food, water, oxygen, hydrogen, CO2, carbon. Did they
So
mention anything about
Are you going to say console?
consoles?
No. Okay, at the bottom here, they said the purpose of this Kickstarter is to support our team so that they can keep dreaming just a little bit longer and get this game polished and ready for an early access launch on Steam by their Kickstarter backer date that appears to be March 2021 they're shooting for.
Mm.
So I assume if it does well on early access, and then they would look at other platforms. Yeah.
Right.
So if you want to check that out, that's Derelict Void. You can also still follow the project and the devs on Twitter. Yeah, Vancouver and unknown, but within Canada, dev on it.
Looks pretty
Next
sweet.
game, I want to plug Steve, Santa Craft by Milkbag Games in partially Guelph, Ontario. Out just in time for the holidays. Dig your way through snow, cut down gingerbread trees, and mine candy canes as you try to rescue your missing reindeer, rebuild Santa's village, and save Christmas. Milkbag, of course, made Future Grind. It's a game I dug a lot. I know they've made other games I haven't played. Partially in Toronto too, right? Guelph and Toronto, I think.
I think you're right. Yeah, Future Grind's the only one I played. Future Grind was awesome.
Future Grind's great. This one is more of a it's giving me like Stardew Santa vibes.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's already getting reviews. It came out a couple days ago. Let's see if we can filter any funny ones here. So
it's on
adorable.
Itch.io as well.
It should be illegal. Oh, forget Steam. Buy it on Itch.io. They'll probably give you a Steam key anyway.
How can you tell if it does?
That's a great question. Usually, how to tell if Itch.io...
I'll just do it right now. We'll just see.
Oh, are we doing a sale? Ding, ding, ding.
Two. I bought the Quebec thing.
Oh, double sale.
So I'll give out those games to patrons. And spoiler, Eric, who you mentioned is one of our top patrons, he gets first dibs, which is another little perk. So, but I'll mention, I'll I'll Discord that to patrons. But I will buy the Santa Craft game
on
as
issue.
Well. Yeah.
Sick. And if it has a Steam key, we'll probably give that away too.
That I will. I'll be able to tell you right now. Actually, hold on. Actually, give me 2 minutes.
So at the bottom of the Itch.io page, it will say your purchase comes with a Steam key. If that is not there, there's no Steam key.
Oh yeah, it says you will receive just like Santa Craft Windows.
Okay, probably no Steam key then.
Okay.
Out just in time for the holidays. Once again, Santa Craft by Milkbag Games, Guelph and Toronto. Of course, Steve and I have been talking about the Humble Quebec Indies Bundle. Surprised us a little bit. This is a collection of games developed in the province of Quebec. Proceeds are going towards Child's Play. At $1.31, you unlock Leap of Fate. That's from Clevermind. I shared a hotel room with one of the designers at Clevermind. Cleverplay? Whoever made Leap of Fate when we were at Gamescom in like 2017. And they're very nice, so you should buy this bundle just to get that game. But you also get Toto Temple and Alois Tournament. Don't know those ones. At $7.84 Canadian or higher, you get Lightfall, Jotun, big one there. Epic Manager, Night Squad, and Crew 167, Grand Block Odyssey. I met the solo designer on Crew 167 as well at Canadian Game Expo. And that's one of those like push block puzzle games with sort of this story, like a consciousness sci-fi. This is weird stuff going on there.
Yeah.
And at the highest tier, 13.14 Canadian, you also get Castle Story, Tomb of Annihilation, Speed Brawl, and Mages of Mistralia. I think another Kickstarter success, Steve. So you pay $13 to get 6, 7, 10 games, a soundtrack, and you're supporting Child's Play charity. So yeah.
And so I dropped 15. And then, because they have the little slider, right, where you can pick the devs, Child's Play, and the Humble tip. Mm. So what I was saying earlier is I don't really want to give Humble my money or any money.
Humble doesn't need your money.
No reason. I have nothing against them. I just of those three, I would rather support the devs and Child's Play. So I think I gave Humble 50 cents.
Humble recently, or I think a year or two ago, acquired by IGN's parent company, so they don't need any more money. They also have a game store and stuff. Just use them to give to charity.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. The Humble Quebec Indies Bundle is live until December 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern, if you want to check out those games. We should talk to Humble, see if we can put together a Canadian indie bundle or something. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. So I bought
Canadian
Santa
Game Devs bundle.
Craft. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see like a Steam key for Santa Craft.
Ah, well, it's still worth it to go through Itch.io to give them.
They get more, right?
Yeah. And help out Itch.io too. I'm waiting, Steve. So, side news story on Canadian related. The Devotion game from Red Candle in Shanghai, I think, got taken off Steam earlier this year because everyone's afraid of China, and there's some jokes about Xi-Ping in that game. And then they were trying to find another store for it. So CDPR, the developers of Cyberpunk and the owners of GOG, were like, hey, we're going to put this delisted, censored game on our store. And then like less than an hour later, we're like, actually, we're not going to do that. And everyone thinks it's like the higher ups at GOG were like, no, we don't need to risk making China angry.
Yeah.
So they're afloat in a sea of game stores that have zero backbone and care about the medium at all. So I'm thinking, Steve, put it on Itch.io. And I think I was one of the first to reply to that, and then I checked the tweet like an hour later. Everyone was like, yeah, put it on Itch.io, put it in Itch.io. I'll buy it on Itch.io. So I'm hoping that game gets a home on Itch.io.
Just some quick shout-outs to some of the games I've got on Itch.io lately. Santa Craft, which I just bought. No Sec, that's NOSEQ from Adil. He's a big guy in our in the Discord. It's a PlayStation 1 like style.
Their first big game.
Yeah, exactly. Super Rocket Ride from Cosmo Cat.
Cosmo Cat.
I'm gonna just have a shit ton of games that I think I got from that like the COVID. Or no, wasn't there something where it was like 500 games for like $5 or something ridiculous?
They did a bundle earlier this year that was part of the bail fund for all the George Floyd protesters. That was like 3,000 or 4,000 games for like $40.
Yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, so bundle for racial justice and equality and Black Lives Matter support bundle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you probably have like 3,000 Steam keys in there alone.
No, there was no Steam keys in the.
Oh, you're right. There's no Steam keys in the bundle, but you have a bunch of games in there through that.
Oh, I have 59 pages of games, and each page looks like it has about 15 games or so.
Yeah, Itch.io's good. Everyone download the Itch.io launcher too. It's better than Epic's launcher, and that's saying something because Itch.io's not Epic Games, billion-dollar company. All right, Steve, 3 bits of news that came out of the directs this week. First up, of course, Grindstone, out now on Switch. I don't know how long the launch discount is, but it was 25%. Let me take a peek, see if it's still 25% off. It is until doesn't say, but if you're listening to this, give it a check a look, as Devolver says. By Capybara in Toronto, of course. What you've been listening to the podcast? Like I talk about it every week. It's one of the best. It's the best matching game ever made. It's the best game on Apple Arcade. That now I can cancel my Apple Arcade subscription.
Yeah, I did. I canceled mine. I downloaded this on Switch.
Straight up, like my Apple Arcade subscription was just a Grindstone subscription. Like that's the only game on Apple Arcade I played.
I tried a few others and then I never really got into them. The one I do want to try for a little bit is Pathless because it's on PlayStation 5 and apparently it's really good. But I want to just try it as a demo just to see.
You can connect your PS4 controller to your phone and play it.
Oh, can you? Yeah, but I won't get the trophies. Apparently, it's like $50 on PlayStation though, so I'm just like, that's like a hard sell. Like I can play it for $5 a month or $50.
Yeah.
But Grindstone plays beautifully on Switch. Did you pick it up or?
No, I'm trying to get that I Am 8-Bit physical version of it.
Oh, right. Did
I'm going through their support because I was getting billing issues.
Yeah, true. It plays wonderfully on Switch. It's great. It's smooth. It sounds great. It's awesome.
Let me try. I'm going to try and buy it right now. Maybe we get 2 dings in one.
Ooh. Well, it'll be the 3rd ding because of the Quebec Humble bundle thing.
Quebec, Santa Craft. The people are just listening to us buy stuff. That's what people come for, though. Pay now. It's spinning. Oh, your order's being processed. Are you
buying? Are you buying it on Switch or are you buying it again on the I Am 8-Bit then?
Trying to buy the I Am 8-Bit thing.
Oh, okay, I see.
Nope. Oh my god, it worked! Your order is confirmed. Thank you, Steven. Should be arriving. Doesn't have a date because they gotta make it, I think. Anywho. Yeah, I'm getting Grindstone on Switch then. How about that? How do you do? Duh. Anyway. Next bit of news. Steve, from the Wholesome Direct, Venba, which we've got gushed about on the Wishlist This segment in the past, now has a beautiful new trailer. This, of course, if you don't know, it's a game by some developers in Toronto about an immigrant family from India coming to Canada, and about how Indian food, is very personal to my heart and soul, Steve. About how food brings us together, and it's got look at this art style, Steve. Are you looking at this trailer? Holy moly!
I'm playing it right now, but it's the girl with purple hair talking right now.
You can skip ahead to 7 minutes in the Wholesome Snack Holiday Edition. It's making Indian food. It appears to be like these recipes are a bit lost, so you're trying to like piece together things in like Mad Lib style in the recipe sheet. Figure out these old family recipes. Cook authentic and delicious recipes handpicked from regional Southern Indian cuisine. And the art style is just gorgeous. It's 2D. The colors pop. It's got the same kind of, I would say the same kind of bubbles as that Oxenfree. If anyone's played Oxenfree, that's how the dialogue kind of rings to me. I don't think it's voice acted though, but that's okay. So yeah, Venba got a new trailer, but we'll talk a bit more about Venba in Wishlist This, spoilers. Last thing I want to plug that came out of the Wholesome Direct is a new vinyl for charity. It's called Slice of Life, song from Wholesome Games. It's big, beautiful purple vinyl, and it's got games from some amazing Canadian artists, like songs from A Short Hike, Spirit Fair, a couple more. The vinyl is available for pre-order from 3 different sites who do a lot of game stuff: Black Screen Records, Ship to Shore, Phone Co., and The Yeti. I don't have a suggestion of where to buy it from. I think all the money's going to charity anyway. And yeah, you should check it out. The A Short Hike song, I think it's like a special variant. Yeah, it's an exclusive version of the main overworld theme that just for this vinyl. Spirit Fair, also, this is the exclusive piano version of the overworld Song of Growth. So a bunch of these variations on the music are exclusive to this vinyl. And yeah, I think there's another Canadian. Oh yeah, Chicory, that Kickstarter game from the Wandersong developers. Appy Foothills is the name of the song. It's first time on vinyl, so that's something. The game's not out yet, but there's a demo, of course, and some other. Oh, Pico, that game that won the Ubisoft Indie Fund. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pico's got a song on here. Spirit Fair. Yeah, so it's Canadian presence on here. Check it out. All the money goes to support.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
You're a vinyl nerd, aren't you?
I have some vinyl, yeah. I'm actually trying to figure out how to clean my record player because my stuff was getting kind of fuzzy. So I got a little record cleaning kit. For those of you who are curious where the money's going, it's supporting Galaxy Fund, a prototype fund focused on the early stages of development targeted at addressing the financing gap for BIPOC women and queer-led game developers. So all of the money from this will go towards starting to get different voices traditionally excluded from the funding system in game industry into the industry and making some projects. That's something I think we believe pretty strongly in here at CanadianGameDevs.com. I'm going to get this one, Steve. Not on the thing, I just got the IM8-bit one, so I'm going to paste these out. But mark my words, this vinyl will be on my record player in 2021.
Big, huge if true.
Huge if true. What do you think, Steve?
I'm not a vinyl nerd, but I mean, these are some these are some awesome songs or whatever from the few games that I've played on here, like A Short Hike, and heard some of the sounds in Spirit Fair and stuff like that. So it's pretty sweet. But I'm not a vinyl. I don't have a vinyl. I don't think I've ever played a record in my entire life, and I'm way older than you too. So
I started getting into it in like beginning of university because I was like doing some research on. I was like getting into music more and learning the differences. And then I went to a record store and they had like demos you could set up where like you would put the headphones on, listen to it on vinyl, and then listen to it like on Spotify, and you could like tell the difference because it's just like a higher fidelity a way to like store audio. And I'm not like a huge you have to experience it on vinyl. Like a lot of things I have on vinyl I still play on Spotify when I'm out and about just for convenience. But when I'm home I like to like put a record on, do some chores. It forces me to get up from my chair and waddle over to flip it over every 5 minutes.
My dad had a really good, like a good vinyl record collection, and I think we still have a lot of it, but my sister-in-law kind of sniped a lot of that stuff because she's more into that, so.
That's good.
I got his Bob Dylan CDs, but she kind of got
there you go.
The records.
That's it for the news this week. Moving on to everyone's favorite section. Steve, I don't know if that's true. Let me know if this is your favorite section. Wishlist This. Inspired by Stephen Brett, rest in peace, frequent wishlisting of games. While we were talking about them, now I make it a segment. We highlight 3 upcoming Canadian-developed games Steve has to add to his wishlist right now. First up, Venba, of course, we've been talking about it, now has a Steam page. We featured it on Wishlist This previously, so we're double dipping a bit here, but that was for the beta, or mailing list before, and now that it has an official Steam page, we can now wishlist it. They say on their site November 2021. I take every release date ever for everything with a couple pinches of salt, Steve. So I'm sure they're shooting for November 2021. There's probably funding and mapped out production that makes that a goal. But take your time if you can. If you can't, I understand.
Yeah.
Venba is a narrative cooking game where you play as an Indian mom who immigrates to Canada with her family in the 1980s. Players will cook various dishes and restore lost recipes, hold branching conversations, and explore in this story about family, love, loss, and more. What do we have to say that hasn't been said already? We're stoked about this game.
No, I mean, it looks awesome. I'm excited to play it.
I have to ask Steve, is Venba from Toronto-based Versailles Games on your Steam wishlist?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Next game today on Wishlist This comes to us from London-based Tiny Titan Studios. We've talked about it before after they renamed, but Ember Knights is the new name, new wishlist. In London, I mentioned that already. Blah, blah, blah. Ember Knights is a 1-4 dungeon-crawling rogue-lite featuring intense hack-and-slash combat. You mentioned before when we looked at the trailer for this game that you're wondering how the co-op will function, because there's not a lot of cooperative roguelites, at least that we know of.
Mm-hmm. Shadow Morta is really the only one that I can think of.
Is that online co-op?
That I don't know. I didn't even play the co-op. The only time I played that game was... Oh, that reminds me. I should download Star Renegades. The only time I played it was on Extra Life, and so I was just playing solo. But anyway, sorry. Ember Knights.
The Steam page for Ember Knights specifically lists online co-op as well as the remote play together feature, which is key because with remote play together, just one person has to buy it, and then you can go through Steam and play it cooperatively, which is cool. Oh, wait, I don't know if that's true about one person having to buy it. Don't take my... I'm 99% sure about that, but double check. So there will be online as well as split screen and the remote play feature, which is neat. Yeah. I have to ask Steve, is Ember Knights from Tiny Titan Studios on your Steam wishlist?
Yes, it is. It's still on my wishlist from when it was Rogue... What was it? What was it called before?
Rogue Souls.
Rogue Souls, yeah, that's right.
Anywho, it's good. People should check it out. I'm assuming just from this trailer. Like, if it's just what we see in this trailer with a couple different varieties of area, because it's kind of like a snowy... oh, yeah, even in this trailer, you see, like, there's a forest, there's, like, a snowy temple.
There's a fiery one.
Yeah. There's stuff here. And you liked their other game you were telling me before we started recording.
Oh, Arena Stars, because we were talking about just the studio, and Arena Stars is kind of is no longer a game. Like, I think it's delisted and everything because it was online. But it was like a 1 versus 1 like MOBA thing where you had your own. It's like 90-second like battles, and I got like super addicted to that. It was awesome. And I played like Dash Quest, and I think I played most of the studio's games, and I'm excited. So
they do good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Last game today on Wishlist This, Steve. We're double dipping once again, but that's okay because we haven't featured it on this season by Scavenger Studio, announced at the Game Awards last week, 2 weeks ago. Who knows? Time's weird. In Montreal, Quebec. It's coming out TBD, but they now have a Steam page up, so we can do it here. Season is a atmospheric, story-rich exploration game. Quote, "Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let yourself be carried away by the great journey of Season, a third-person, atmospheric adventure bicycle road trip. Explore the world through the eyes of a young woman. Collect artifacts and memories before a mysterious cataclysm washes everything away. This game's gorgeous, Steve. It also won the Ubisoft Indie Series. It doesn't say what year on the side, but they were also a winner. And
Oh, really? Oh.
yeah, the Ubisoft Indie Series presented by National Bank picks some good ones, in my opinion. Document, photograph, draw, and record life through a solitary bicycle journey from your own memories, your own vision of the world around you. Your goal, protect these treasures from being forgotten. So as we mentioned a bit when we talked about the game's reveal trailer, it sort of looks like a reclaimed city. Time appears to be frozen in the 1950s, 60s-ish, and then sort of just nature started to reclaim the cities of that time. We're playing as this young woman with looks like a recorder and a camera and a notebook who's just going around documenting everything. It's mysterious, and that intrigues me. It compels me, Steve.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. Like, this is one of my most anticipated games. Like, it looks so good, and I think if you can get like a really smooth, just like some of the draw distance too, just looks like so dope with combined with the art style. I think like a really story driven like exploration game with this like art style and this like, you know, smoothness to it, you know, I like, you know, that's like A+ in my book. So I'm super pumped for this one.
We're both sold enough, Steve, that you, I believe, have now added Season to your Steam wishlist.
Yes, I have.
Excellent.
Though you know I'm not playing this thing on Steam. Like, we know.
No, because it's a PS5 exclusive. That's a first for like the Canadian indie space, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because in the AAA space, there's a couple, like there's a bunch. There's Deathloop from Arcane, console exclusive for a year on PS5. One of the Capcom ones and one of the Don't Nod ones. But as far as Canadian indie, nebulous term because this appears to be bigger budget, that's a big PS5 get, you know?
Wasn't there a game that was shown in the reveal? No, okay, wait, there was the high school dinosaur one.
Oh yeah, Goodbye Volcano High from Co-op Mode in Montreal. There we go. That's PS5.
But is that coming to PS4 though? That's the thing. Because Seasons is not.
Oh,
right?
You're right. Seasons, as far as I can tell from their press kit and trailers, is only showing the PS5 logo, which usually means Goodbye Volcano High is coming to PS4. So yeah, this is a first.
No, there's one more that I'm thinking of. The game
Jet, The Far Shore from Super Brothers.
Yeah, that
also coming to PS4.
Oh, okay. So then yes, I think you're right.
I think this is the first. Excellent. That's it for Wishlist this week. We got one more wish list coming in 2020, so stay tuned for that. If you want to get into the last one of the year, hit me up at Canada Game Devs on Twitter, contact at CanadianGameDevs.com, plop it in the Discord, get it in front of us, we'll talk about it. Let's move on to some Discord discussion this week, Steve. It got a little spicy in the chat this week. A lot of the debate was around all of the cyberpunk drama. I don't know if we want to talk about that anymore. It's kind of like
I'm so tired.
Unavoidable gaming discourse this past week has been around Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, lying, a whole bunch of stuff. I think the first game PlayStation took off their store because they're getting so many complaints about refunds.
I think so. Like, they didn't do it for No Man's Sky or Fallout 76, which are the two big ones that other people mentioned. So
yeah, it was just they took it off and they set up a whole separate website on PlayStation.com where you go to apply for refunds.
Yeah. And
yeah, it's just a huge mess.
And it's funny because it's still on Xbox because I bought it for my wife for Christmas last night. So I'm part of the problem. She's playing it right now, actually. So I don't know. I'm going to watch her play it, I guess. But I watched her play like 10 minutes of it, and I guess it looks fine, whatever.
It didn't crash.
It didn't crash. And I even asked her, I was like, 10 minutes in, has there been any like issues? She's like, no, nothing yet. And I'm like, all right, well, it's the bare minimum, I guess, 10 minutes in. She's still playing it according to my app. So
their stock took a huge plunge after the game's announcement, but it's been slowly climbing back up. If I look at the last month, They'll be fine. But that's what people like to point to because it sort of indicates confidence in things. It's dropped about 40% since the game launched.
Yeah, I think EA stock still. Yeah, EA stock still hasn't gone better than July of 2018, and that fall is when Star Wars Battlefront 2 launched.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you could see like December of 2018, like it dropped from, it was September, end of September it was 120, and then end of the year it was 80, and in the summer it was 145. So we're talking like half from summer to the end of the year, and now it's at 130 ish. So I guess it's actually a little bit better, but it's not. It doesn't beat the peak yet. So.
They'll be fine.
I don't know, whatever. Yeah, well, like you said, they own GOG, right? I didn't even know they own GOG, so. But now
GOG makes bank.
And they took down that one game, so they're kind of just in a world of trouble, like, not trouble, they're in a world of needing PR.
That GIF. It's that GIF from Simpsons where Sideshow Bob just keeps stepping on all the rakes over and over again.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Ubisoft's over in the corner like, yes, CDPR, keep going.
Yeah, so, I mean, whatever.
No one really.
Heather's enjoying it, so it seems Heather's enjoying it. She's been playing for the last hour and a half.
I'm really sick of. I'm kind of like just like Last of Us 2 earlier this year. Like it just came out and just sucked all the oxygen out of the room and just like took up space that I wish it didn't. Because there are, other cool stuff going on in games. I wish people were talking about, but it's just cyberpunk. What else are we talking about on Discord? I don't think much.
I wasn't on Discord that much this week, to be honest. I had a busy end of the week to line up to holidays. You know what? I didn't mention this on Discord. I meant to, but you know what's pretty sweet?
What's sweet, Steve?
Nintendo. There's a Patreon called Nintendo Force, and I think it's done. I didn't really look into this. So I might be wrong, but it's done by this guy Lucas M. Thomas, whose name I recognize from IGN. Like I think he always did the IGN like Wii virtual console reviews and stuff. I think he's on there. They made this magazine called Nintendo Force. It's only like $6 to subscribe to in Canada. And my friend had an extra copy and he gave it to me, and it's just like sweet to kind of read a magazine again. So I meant to like mention this in Discord just because I don't know if you ever had Nintendo Power or whatever. If you're the age that magazines were pretty much dead by the time you kind of.
No, I had a huge stack of Nintendo Powers. I got them for like 5 or 6 years. Got all the posters and everything.
Yeah, nice. I always loved EGM and GamePro was awesome. I miss magazines. So it was just cool. It was just like refreshing, to read. Like it's not like I learned anything in the magazine. I was like, oh, I didn't hear about this. But it was just cool to read it again and stuff like that. So I subscribed on Patreon to get the next one. It looks like he does it every month or so, or maybe every 2 months. So,
oh, nice.
I meant to mention that, but just a little shout out for anyone who misses gaming magazines of yesteryear.
I do miss gaming magazines. My mom and my girlfriend make fun of me because every time we go into Shoppers and I like see the magazine section, they both look at each other and wait for me to go like, I miss video game magazines. And apparently I do it a lot, so they make fun of it. I wanted to mention the Game Awards published their viewership numbers. The 2020 Game Awards was viewed by of course they're trying to bump this up, but it looks like independent people who tuned in to any of the like dozens of streams across YouTube Gaming, Twitch, their own website, yada yada, was about 83 million streams.
And that's crazy.
Their peak was 8.3 million concurrent viewers watching at one time, which is up 83% from 2019. For context, Steve, I did some investigation. According to Nielsen ratings in 2020, the Oscars plus the Emmys plus the Grammys got 45.2 million live streams. So the Game Awards alone doubled every other major award show in the United States in 2020.
It's not surprising. I feel like I'm always confused how, because of these TV it's really because of these TV contracts, but I'm always confused about how sports and like Emmys and all these things just keep subscribing to this like TV like television cable standard, and it's just like people don't like. I think like if you throw the Emmys on, I feel like if you threw the Emmys also on Twitch, they would crush that number. Because there's just people who it's so much easier to watch it on Twitch, like something on Twitch, than on cable. Because there's how many people like don't have cable.
Exactly, and the
I understand
NFL's starting that with Amazon Prime, right? Like some of the NFL games you can only watch on Prime Video now, right?
Yeah, they've been dabbling it with a few years. There was a few baseball games that were on Facebook, which was weird. I think Yahoo was on. You can watch like on Yahoo's Twitter. You can watch some basketball games. So like sports, I understand because they just have monster TV contracts that are part of that. So like, but I mean, it's only a matter of time that say if Fox has the football contract or whatever. They will just stream it. They'll just stream it on like Fox's like website eventually. But anyways, that's just like a side. But that's cool about the Game Awards. I like the Game Awards. I know you poo poo on them, but it just kind of shows like it just proves like just how much bigger gaming is
Games are
than yeah, I guess not maybe bigger than, but just how big games are.
Yeah, and like esports has eclipsed a lot of like the Overwatch League finals get more views than the Stanley Cup playoffs now, and like League of Legends and Dota 2 both put up bigger championship numbers than a lot of major sporting finals, and like it's like these big ESPN and TSN, all these need to like pivot or just like slowly dwindle and not die. I think there'll always be an audience, but it'll just continue to get eaten by companies and leagues that are adapting to streaming. Like that's crazy. Like the Overwatch came out in 2016, and when their finals come out, they put up bigger numbers than the NHL does with their finals, and that's like 100-year-old league. Like they're just gonna,
of the big four though
dwindle, you know.
Of the
NHL
big
big four,
yeah,
right? Like the Super Bowl will always just be like the biggest thing of the year, but
yeah. What did the Super Bowl do last year?
According, let's look up the. I'm doing some learning about Nielsen ratings. Super Bowl. What was the last one? 2020. 99.9 million viewers. So that's only 10 million viewers more than the Game Awards.
Oof, it's getting close.
Holy shit! If they put up another 89% next year, they'll eclipse the Super Bowl. That can't be right. Someone tell me why that's wrong. I need to know why that's wrong.
Why would it be wrong? Well, isn't there
the
a
Game
thing
Awards
of like
can't get more views than the Super Bowl?
Isn't there a thing where it's like the unique views versus like how many people watched it, like halfway at the end? Because the thing is, like Super Bowl at the end, like the last 2 minutes of the Super Bowl will be will be huge. Like it'll be massive amount of like concurrent people. So, but there's a bunch of people who. Like I don't know how they do it, right? Because there's also Super Bowl parties. So if you have like 10 people over, that's like one household, but it's like 10 people. So I don't know how they I don't know how they figure that shit out.
I don't know how they figure this shit out either, but yeah, I think concurrent viewers is different than like total viewers because the Game Awards distinguishes them too. And then on the Nielsen thing, it's like over the 4 hours of the Super Bowl, they had 99.9 unique viewers in 2020 for Super Bowl 54. So that number seems comparable to the 83 million viewers for the Game Awards.
So, yeah, I'm looking on Wikipedia. U.S. viewership for the Super Bowl was 102 million estimated average. So is that like the average over the course of the entire game was 102 million? Because
that would be bigger than...
Because then that would mean at 1.3... But so what's the unique like piece, right? Because Game Awards said the unique was whatever, right?
8.3 or no, the unique like different streams was 83 million different I guess it would be internet addresses tuned in.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too, right? Like Heather and I watched the Game Awards, but that's two of us, but only one stream. I don't know how it works. I don't know.
None of us know. The point is Game Awards is big. It's by the metrics double the 3 other media award shows in the US, and yeah, that's big business.
World Cup. When was the last World Cup? 2016?
World Cup.
No, 2018
viewers. The World Cup between France and Croatia had an average live audience of 517 million viewers, but more than 1.1 billion people tuned in over its 90 minutes.
All right, so soccer's bigger
the World
than all
Cup's
this.
safe. The World Cup's safe. The Super Bowl, watch out. Game Awards is coming. But I think the World Cup is safe for a while.
Actually, to merge these two things, I think I read, so the NFL has a All-Star game called the Pro Bowl, and no one cares about the Pro Bowl because it's the week before the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So the teams who are playing in Super Bowl don't go, and football is a very contact heavy sport, and injuries happen, but players don't want to get injured, just before their holidays, so they don't really play defense, all that stuff. But I heard this year they're just going to play the Pro Bowl on like Madden and just like stream that.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
2020 Pro Bowl Madden. Let me I feel like I saw a Kotaku article.
That's really fun. I really like that.
Sports Illustrated. Here, hold on. Pro Bowl go virtual will be played on EA Sports Madden NFL 21. Pro Bowl will be played in EA Sports Madden NFL 21 video game after the real-life version of football's All-Star game was canceled. The NFL opened month-long fan voting Tuesday for the first virtual Pro Bowl, which could feature players whose teams make the Super Bowl because they won't have to attend to play in real life.
That's amazing.
I hope there's a bug. I hope like a ref goes.
Dude, the new Madden game launched and the field lines didn't show up for people.
I know. I hope there's I hope it crashes or something.
Oh man. Anywho, all that to say, Game Awards is big. It appears to just be getting bigger and bigger every year. They went from 48 million to 80 million 2019 to 2020. I think that's unsustainable. It's got to peter off at some point, but yeah, who knows. That's it for Discord discussion. One event to plug coming up this upcoming weekend. If you're listening to this the weekend it comes out, Red Bull Arena LAN is happening December 19th to 20th through a mix of free-to-enter Canadian tournaments, Red Bull show matches, indie showcases, which was what I will be tuning in for, music, and much more. Oh, no, wait, that's this weekend. Forget that. I didn't watch any of it. Who cares? That's it for events. Steve, why don't we talk about what we've been playing?
Yeah, sure. I've been playing Grindstone on Switch, which is awesome. I slept on this game, man. You should have hit me or something when I said, because I never said it was bad, right? I just couldn't get into it, and there's a difference. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, it's the same thing you told me with Celeste, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Celeste, I like Grindstone way more than Celeste, but
but it's a similar approach to the game where you're like, I can see this is a really good game at what it's doing. I don't want to play what it's doing.
Yeah, but now Grindstone is dope. Everyone should get this game on Switch. It plays really, really great. It took me a few levels to kind of get used to just controlling because I didn't use the touchscreen.
You're not using the touchscreen?
No, I use the joystick.
Huh. So it's I assume move an icon with the left stick over where you want to go?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And the game is just fucking awesome.
You also told me that you got to level 60 without using any of the recipe stuff.
Yeah, so you get recipes from just killing monsters, and they give perks. And I never even knew about it in the iPhone version, and then when I just probably because I learned about it one of the first times I played, and then when I went back, there was no new tutorial for it, so I just never knew it existed. I never looked at that part of the map. The other thing is, I don't know if you do this on iPhone, but if you hit R, it'll show you the squares on the map that will hurt you.
I haven't seen that feature, so that must be new to the Switch version.
Yeah, so if you hold R, they'll have a red square showing you, you'll take damage if you land.
If you end your turn here, you'll take damage.
Yeah, and it doesn't adjust if you, go to kill someone, and then that would cause you not to take damage, but it's good to still kind of see that.
Huh, that does seem useful. There's been a bunch of quality of life stuff that I've dipped back in for the daily challenge and some of the new content they did. But after I beat the entire game at launch, I hadn't really got back into playing it.
Yeah.
So I assume there's a bunch of those little features that I don't know about.
Awesome.
They've been supporting this game big time.
Yeah, it has the daily challenges and all that stuff too. So I'm interested to see what they would do if this thing comes to PS5 or PS4. I'll buy it again easily. It's so good.
Easy.
And then I dove back into Mass Effect Andromeda after 2 years of playing or something because it crashed on me
in anticipation of the trilogy, or
yeah, just because it's in my head, you know, and I wanted to play it, and I have low trophies, and I wanted an RPG and stuff like that, so I re-downloaded it. And granted, I'm playing this on a PS5, right? But like, if only they were given a few months to like kind of fix some of the jank, like this would have been a really great game. Like, it's still a really good game. It just has some like janky kind of weird oddities to it, right? And I feel like patches could have fixed that.
So it looks like I want to find this Kotaku report Jason Schreier did closer to the game's launch, where he said that the game really only had like less than 2 years of actual full development,
which is crazy because, and I'm kind of skipping like, I just auto level and stuff. I'm skipping some dialogue, but I'm starting to like listen to more because like I didn't want to like reread the whole story and stuff. But like voice act, the dude sounds so much like Nolan North. It's crazy, but it's not.
The main. So did you go? It's Ryder as your main character. Did you go like female Ryder or male Ryder?
Male Ryder.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's. I haven't played that much Mass Effect. I only played 2 and a little bit of, and I watched a lot of 1 because my friend loved it. But it's pretty fun. Like it's sweet, and the whole time I'm playing, I'm just like, man, this really could have been, you know, if they just polished it up, it could have been really, really good.
Yeah. So this report from Kotaku apparently from conception was about 5 years before launch, but the bulk of BioWare actually started like developing the game, like entering production for 18 months, which isn't enough time.
No, that's nuts. It's that's surprising. But like, I guess EA just didn't see the numbers right away and then just killed it. And there were still people playing online too, which was surprising.
Oh, does it have a multiplayer? I never played the multiplayer.
Yeah, it's like horde mode basically. Like you just
so it's like the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played that much of it. I don't know if there's more, but like puzzles or anything like that. But it's just like it was just like arena based like horde mode stuff, and it's fun. But like that's not why I'm playing it, sort of thing.
Well, I'm excited to get the trilogy on next gen playthrough.
Me too.
I've been playing Fortnite. I played a little bit with you, and you kept saying like, "Wait, what's this? What's this? What's this?" I was like, "This game is completely different." If you even step away for like a year. Yeah,
the map, like, there's nothing on the map that is there now that was there when I last played.
It's crazy.
What is going on? And
yeah, you were like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Oh, quick interrogate them." You're like, "What?" And if you shake someone who's downed, it reveals the location of the rest of their teammates. You're like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, and you can carry enemies too.
Yeah, you can just like straight pop someone on your shoulder and just run away with them.
Like
your teammates or enemies.
There was so much, and like, I don't know. I kind of got the itch. I want to play a little bit more, but at the same time,
I'll play more with you, Steve. Tori wants to play too because we both play. She plays on the TV. I play on the computer.
All right. Let's try to play tonight.
So let's play some tonight. I also played the beta. Sorry, not beta. Let me get the correct term. The Back for Blood closed alpha. So this is a Canadian angle, I think, because Warner Brothers Games is in Montreal. They're publishing this game from Turtle Rock Studios. Turtle Rock originally developed Left 4 Dead, sold the IP to Valve, did Evolve tanked, they shut it down, and they've been working on Back 4 Blood ever since. And I just got that that's a joke, like Left 4 Dead, the number 4, and the new game is called Back 4 Blood, the number 4, like they're coming back to the formula. Yeah, you get it. And yeah, I played through with 2 of my friends and a couple randoms, filling out the 4th, and I was the only one who survived because everyone was messing around, and I just wanted to get it done because that's how I like to play games. And there's 5 chapters that you sort of go through. Each chapter ends in a safe room, which people will remember from Left 4 Dead if they ever played it. It's Left 4 Dead, Steve. It's like all the zombies are the same as the types of zombies in Left 4 Dead. They just have different names now. The zombies are called Ridden, and yeah, it's Left 4 Dead. It's shinier. And it's coming out next year, $79.99 full price. Looks like.
Do you like level
Evolve.
up and stuff, or?
So on a run, it looks like. Oh, okay. So here's the other thing the game's doing. You like build decks, like literal decks of cards that you draw 3 cards at the beginning of each chapter that you pick one to add to your character, and it's like. I don't like that kind of stuff. Like if it was up to me, like I know people like that for replayability and customization and stuff. I would just like. Pick up guns and get to a safe room and buy ammo, or you buy attachments for your guns and grenades and Molotovs and stuff. But yeah, there's this whole deck building, and then so you make a deck that you go into the game into that round with, and so it'll randomly draw cards from that deck you can pick at the start of each chapter in that run. It's a whole thing. It's fine. I'm not a huge fan of that kind of game. The alpha ran really well, and I didn't encounter many hiccups at all. Really, like it ran better than some like fully released games I've played. So that's promising. It's fun, and if you like Left 4 Dead and are bummed Valve doesn't make it anymore, this is just that, and I think that's the audience.
I never actually played Left 4 Dead, so
I didn't really either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was playing with a friend who was super into Left 4 Dead, and they were like, "Oh, that zombie's this zombie from Left 4 Dead. This is this mechanic from Left 4 Dead." And it's so yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed it. And Steve and I played some Tetris Effect as well as on Game Pass. Tetris Effect is so great, Steve, isn't it?
That co-op mode is like pretty cool.
It's cool. We need I've never played it with 3 humans because it's 3 humans versus a computer. Or I think if you matchmake online, you can have one person as the person sending everything. But Dragon Slumber in our Discord was telling me that they've done that, and that rolls really hard. So I've never tried that. It's good. And yeah, that's everything I played. And I guess that's it for episode 170 of the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast. We said we've been working on our Game of the Year stuff. I have the forum started. Steve, we got to put it up tomorrow. Game of the Year stuff.
All right. We're both off tomorrow, so we should really just crank it out.
Exactly. We're going to do Game of the Year 2020, best ongoing Canadian game. I'm not going to do a year for most anticipated game. I think just most anticipated game because, as we decided, the years are just going to slip. So it's just like most anticipated Canadian game. Spoilers, mine season. No, I'm just kidding. And yeah, just those 3 categories. Sounds good, Steve.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right.
Can't wait.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to help us keep the site running, covering the Canadian Game Dev scene, you can support us over at patreon.com/Canadian Game Devs. Back us there. You get early access to the podcast, a special channel on our Discord. If you back us at the credited tier or higher, we'll put your name at the end of the episode, as well as game key giveaways and discount codes for Canadian gaming events. We'd like to thank our credited patrons, Aaron McLeod, Canuck Play David Winter, David Nagy, Eric Beer, go check out thebotbook.com, Elizabeth Avery, thanks Mom, Hanel, Jean Leggett, check out our interview with her in your podcast feed and on YouTube, Jeff Shepstone, Jeffrey Canham, Graph Metal, Kai Hutchins, Nicholas A. Zorko, Nav from the Academy of Games, Pixelknots_Alex, Wishlist Rocket Rumble now, Sean Hayden, and Stacey H. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, I would love it if you could drop us a review. We'd love to take your feedback, good and bad. Put it down there. And if you're not on Apple, you can always give us any feedback you want in the Discord, Twitter at CanadaGameDevs, and contact at CanadianGameDevs.com. We're going to do one more episode next week, Steve. Last one of the year.
Yeah, I think so. There probably won't be that much news, but
yeah, well, maybe we'll do something fun with it. Do like a I don't know. We'll come up with something creative.
We could do our own.
Ask the Discord.
We could do our own Game of the Year things or something.
Oh, we should. Yeah, we should do that.
Resident Evil 2.
So do you think we'll do the Game of the Year voting for a week and then?
No, we gotta do more
for the week after.
No, we gotta do
more than a week.
Yeah, because it's the holidays.
Let's end it. Let's do a week and a bit and end it literally on the 31st, and then we can put up the stuff.
We can go into the new year though.
I'll consider it.
You gotta let people. You gotta give some time for people to vote. Plus, like it's the holidays, people aren't checking the site. I don't know if you check the analytics.
I don't check analytics. That's all you, Steve.
Yeah, so we'll keep it up for a while. Don't you worry.
Okay. Thank you for joining me, Steve. People can find you and my Twitter handles in the description of @CanadaGameDevs, so we don't have to spell it out every time. Just go @CanadaGameDevs on Twitter. And yeah, join our Discord. I love talking. Oh my gosh, Steve, that's the sign of talking too long on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Just start stuttering like a crazy person. We're gonna play some Fortnite tonight, Steve.
I'm down. Let's try to do that. Sophia's still sleeping, so she might be up a little bit later than we like, and we gotta help Heather with something. So we'll try. I'll message you. We'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll chat. Right. My people talk to your people, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye. I'm 0.2 seconds ahead.
Interesting.
Trust in dreams, for in them is hidden the gates to eternity.
Trust in dreams.
What about the weird ass dreams though, where you're like?
I never remember my dreams.
I don't either. Heather has like the most vivid, fucking messed up dreams ever. And
That quote's by Khalil Gibran, a Lebanese writer.